believed in the importance of education, discipline. As you said, did everything right.
Yes. The perception of our black men is that they all engage and sell drugs, and that's the perception that we have to get away from. A lot of them are good kids that's being killed.
So afraid of the danger outside their front door, Pam and her husband built this backyard patio.
This is the safe haven spot that I put together for Terrell.
It didn't protect Terrell, so now she keeps an even tighter grip on their 2 remaining sons.
Lovely as your home is, it seems like it's a prison.
Yeah, it is. My middle son told me one day, he was like, "Mom, you got me living inside this box. Come on, can you let me outside?" You know, I try to let him out a little bit, but it is a prison.
Welcome to Chirac.
It's the senseless violence in Chicago that inspired Spike Lee's newest satire, Chirac.
The title, Chirac, where did the word come from?
Used it for the same reason they thought it up. We started filming Chirac June 1st, and we ended on July 9th. During that time, 331 people wounded and shot, 65 got murdered.
Land of pain, misery, and strife.
It's a film where the real meets the surreal. 2 rival gang leaders engage in a bitter battle over control of the city's south side.
Why do this movie? What do you want the audience to take away from it?
Well, usually when I get asked that question, I say I don't want to dictate to the audience or to tell them what to think, but I make an exception on this case of Chirac. We have to talk about guns. Guns affect every American citizen in this country.
Cause my gun go boom, I'll make sure a Trojan end up in the next.
In a departure from his lighter roles, Nick Cannon plays a ruthless gang leader.
We force our men to negotiate peace.
Chirac is based on the ancient Greek play Lysistrata. A group of women wage a sex strike to persuade their men to drop their guns.
Y'all know the power we have over them withholding just a day.
Actress Tiana Paris stars in the film as leader of the strike.
All you care about is this tired gangster game. Well, it's lame.
What drew me to this film was I remember getting the script from Spike, and the first thing he said to both of us is, we have to save lives, and that's what this is about. So
Time out. Save lives?
Yeah.
That's a pretty high bar.
It is.
How does this movie save lives?
When you look at these communities, it's drugs, women, and guns. Those are the pillars, and in order to break that system, you have to come in and knock one of those pillars down.
And it's a powerful thing to see a powerful black woman. It only takes one person to start a movement. This is my version of a superhero. It's outstanding.
Saving lives, that's our job.
The premise of Chirac may seem outlandish. The characters more like caricatures of black America. Some critics say Lee's choices trivialize the harsh reality.
There are those who will see this movie and say, with the serious issues going on in Chicago, how dare you do a movie with satire?
Chirac is not the first film in the history of cinema that has used satire to deal with very serious subject matter. Jennifer Hudson, she's in the film. Her mother, brother, and nephew were murdered in Chicago. If this film was not righteous, she would not be part of it.
When a murderer walks free, we are all in danger.
John Cusack's character in the film is a loose portrayal of real-life Chicago priest, the Michael Flager.
End of the day, we stop the shooting. I'm the best man in the world.
A well-known anti-violence activist. He's led the congregation at St. Sabina's in Chicago's South Side for the last 30 years.
For those who would be offended by the title, Chirac.
I say, you ought to be offended that this beautiful, great city that I love has 2,350 shot, primarily black and brown. If those were primarily white kids, America would have dealt with it. When I have a 6th grader who says to me, when I ask her, what do you want to be when you grow up? And she says, alive. No child should have to wrestle with that kind of thinking at 6th grade.
Father Flager counseled the Bosleys after the death of their son.
I don't come by here at all.
We were with Pam outside the church where her world was shattered when she got unexpected news about her son's suspected killer.
So the pastor wife was telling me that somebody came to the church and said the person shot Terrell got shot and killed.
Today they said this.
They just told me.
What does that do for your spirit to hear that?
Even though that person got shot and killed, I wanted that person to go to jail.
Cycle just continuing.
Yeah, it is.
Tonight or whatever night, the demonstrators go quiet. The politicians move on. The casualties of Chicago's war from within will keep dying inside just a little bit more.
You gonna be okay?
You know what? I'm going to be okay when I die and go to heaven with my son Terrell and with God.
For Nightline, I'm Byron Pitts on the south side of Chicago.
Our thanks to Byron Pitts. Chirac is in theaters now. Up next, the fresh new faces of Star Wars, The Force Awakens, dishing about what happened on set, and the top 10 trending global videos of 2015. Did the cops shaking it off come out on top? Is it me, or does it seem the world is waiting sitting on the edge of its seat for the return of Star Wars. They first took the galaxy by storm 38 years ago, and now they're back with a vengeance. And while much of the excitement is for the return of some of our favorite characters, there are some charismatic young stars who got to tangle with the legendary space cowboy Harrison Ford. Here's ABC's Chris Connolly.
Breathtaking battles,
Give it everything you got.
and bone-chilling bad guys.
Even you.
Dogfights and droids. Plot-detailed Star Wars The Force Awakens remain under wraps. Yet while the 7th film in the Star Wars series will bring back to the big screen such beloved figures as Luke,
I have it.
Leia, Han Solo, and Chewbacca.
Chewie, we're home.
The movie features 2 newcomers facing off against the dark side.
I don't know your name.
Finn, what's yours?
I'm Ray.
An ex-stormtrooper named Finn and the bow-wielding Rey.
She's really cool. I just think about it that if I had a little sister, I would be so pleased for her to see the character.
Are we really doing this?
For this new generation of Star Wars, Finn and Rey are played by 2 fresh-faced 23-year-olds from the UK, John Boyega and Daisy Ridley.
Oh my gosh. I'm literally shaking. Like, this is insane.
While trying out for his role, Boyega looked at Mark Hamill and Harrison Ford's original Star Wars auditions.
You're on your own, I'm on my own. I'll let you off on the nearest system. You can't. Look, we've come this far. We must find them.
You talked about Star Wars acting.
It is. It's like, you know, in a normal movie, if you were in a ship and it was about to crash, you know, the characters will call their family and tell them they love them and cry. But in Star Wars, it's kind of like, woohoo! We've done a lot of that.
Taking her own approach was Ridley, who for her first major film role made the choice not to pour over the earlier films at the outset.
I'm really glad that I didn't know it that well because I didn't feel like I was trying to fit into anything. I was just like trying to do a good job.
They're joined by Adam Driver, playing dark-side demon Kylo Ren. Gets to brandish the much buzzed lightsaber.
It's the first time that they've actually been able to put light in it where it actually reflects to people's faces and do special effects and 3D printed everything. The whole thing with all armed with lights and special effects, it's pretty heavy.
And Oscar Isaac plays whiz pilot Poe Dameron, both of them accomplished actors, with memories of Star Wars from childhood.
This is crazy. Just look around. Oscar, what was your first experience of a Star Wars film?
Return of the Jedi. Really, the moment when Darth Vader's helmet comes off is the one that I remember. It stuck with me. He was such a weird, sad man underneath that.
You were right on me.
It's gonna be much like when his helmet will come off.
My dad had a stormtrooper helmet that he would chase us around the house and
Terrifying.
and things like that.
That's great.
Not to get it right.
That's great.
We would cry. I punched him in the nose one time. He was bloody. He was very proud of me. So that's how I was exposed to him, through pain and misery.
The Force Awakens begins 30 years after Return of the Jedi, with Rey compelled to scavenge on an arid planet.
She has no family, she has really no friends. So for someone to maintain like a hope within that, I think is a wonderful thing.
Camera, action!
Paternal guidance occasionally came not only from director co-writer J.J. Abrams, stepping into George Lucas's shoes, but also from the on-the-set presence and involvement of the original cast.
It's like, no, this is the real thing. We're actually doing it. That's Chewbacca, that's Peter Mayhew, that's Anthony Daniels, that's Harrison, Carey, and Mark. I mean, that I think that for me made it feel, that's what made it feel very real.
I need this.
I think I can handle myself.
Did you sit in Harrison Ford's seat at one point?
I did. I had already piloted the Falcon, so when I stepped on with him, I went to get in it, and he was like, "That's mine." But it was like, it kind of wasn't even funny. It was really embarrassing, and JJ was like, "Oh my god." But he was gracious.
He actually offered to teach me a little bit. He did say, remember, it's in space. He's like, I didn't know what I was doing. I was just flipping switches and just pretending.
Less pure pretending was called for on The Force Awakens, with Abrams emphasizing so-called practical effects over computer-generated imagery, the real thing, such as the film's new droid, BB-8.
Are we really doing this? Hold on!
Yeah, whatever, mate. I didn't do that, man.
Shut up. I can say that BB-8 is the first kind of real relationship that Rey has had in a long time. And it's so pure. It's wonderful. When it came to humans, I was far more intimidated. So I was like, oh my gosh, can I go back to the droids?
For its 2 young leads, the chance to see the finished film well before its December 18th American release date was huge.
We kind of sat around together for like an hour, and then in the car on the way to the airport, I cried a lot, but I didn't quite know why I was crying. It was just a very, very odd, out-of-body kind of experience.
It was fantastic. I think I'm great in it.
Oh, gosh.
I think I read